Hi guys, and welcome to this video for you guys today. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. If you are new to this very channel, you're more than welcome to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so you'll be in and updated anytime when I do any videos for your viewing pleasure. Now, I just want to say to every one of you guys is this: MLP I didn't get to watch live because obviously I explained in my previous video. And my previous video I did record this morning. Shh! I did record in the morning, so that's why I looked a bit flaky and I was still half asleep, even though I've been sitting around on my computer and my tablet all day job hunting. It's been great job hunting, don't get me wrong. There's been a few applications going in for you. All I can say is to you guys, it's a tough market, I know, but I'm still staying positive because you guys give me positive vibes. Now, I just want to say to everyone, you guys, watching MLP based up in Canada, what Scott D'Amore's brought out, I'm looking forward to seeing more from this because, quite honestly, there's a lot of potential going forward. The only con about it is the show's not long enough. Scott D'Amore, you need a 2-hour slot to give what you're trying to portray. Although, when we first all watched the black and gold era of NXT and we all got captivated from that, you literally started off as a 1-hour show. Well, it was technically 45 minutes without the commercial ad breaks. But obviously on the network, we didn't have that. You know, I do miss watching NXT, don't get me wrong. But it doesn't bag a punch as compared to what it used to. So all I can say is this. You can see the influences from what Scott D'Amore did in the likes of TNA. And that's me being honest. This is not me hindering the product. This is giving me praise and cahoots to Scott D'Amore, what he's actually set out to do in Canada. And I have never seen them before, although I have seen people talk about them. That's a great influence because when you get more people talking about the product, more and more may come from it. You know, maybe a longer show. That's the only drawback I've got from this show. And what I can gather from this, with Scott D'Amore, he's got the influences from obviously NXT, where you got Marco Ronaldo. I can never pronounce his name. I do apologise. I butcher it. And then you got Don Callis from AEW as well. It's great to have them to have chemistry on the mic because I know what Don Callis is like when he's on the mic, when he's on AEW programming. But the connection with these two is amazing. You know, because I miss that sort of back and forth commentary sometimes in professional wrestling. Only sometimes, but you can overkill it this day in 2026. But the chemistry these guys have got, unbelievable. So, like I was saying, it's got influences from NXT, it's got influences from uh, independent shows here in the United Kingdom, it's got TNA influenced. You know, you can literally feel the vibe what Scott D'Amore's setting out to do and set out for his product, with his champions, with his wrestlers. Everything about that product sings to me great content towards going to watching matches going forward. I'm really excited for this company, you know, because they've got a TV deal, they've got MyAEW, so more eyes on the product. There's a lot of promise going there, going forward. I would love to see them as well find their own talent. That's another drawback as well. Yes, you've got the likes of, on this show, you've got the likes of Rhino, but the one thing I do like about this, they bring out the utilage and the history of the wrestler. They talk about the history because they don't, like when they worked in WWE, they don't highlight everything. They just highlight what they want to highlight from their company at times. But then obviously if they've had a UFC background, they'll highlight that. Now they're starting to highlight with the working relationship, highlight what they've actually accomplished in TNA. So, but at least one thing with this straight off the bat, when you come to MLP, you literally get the accomplishments. Like I was saying about Rhino, you see how much of a ECW legend he is, etc., etc., etc. It's great to have that because that in 2026, I expect that from all companies, and I know AEW do it as well. But it's nice and refreshing to see the highlight towards obviously the wrestlers when they come to work for your company, and then acknowledge what they've actually done, because an average fan or a casual fan just checking in for the first time that basically got into watching or turning the TV channel, just finding it wrestling for the first time in Canada, or you know, that's how I found professional wrestling. I accidentally lent on the remote, it turned over to wrestling, the rest was history. Coming up to 40 years worth of experience towards watching professional wrestling. But when I look at the bigger picture of this, there's a lot of promise there going forward. You've got entrance music, you've got belts that look like belts that they should be defended and make it prestigious. And that's what I feel when I look at the champions you've actually shown me so far. And like I said, the belt designs are perfect for the company. They look larger than the company itself, and that's not me hindering what Scottmore's already set out to do. He set out to make a statement, and he's done that statement. He's got a TV deal. He had these specials on YouTube and everything. The production value is great. The production value is great. I've got a feeling with Tony Khan back in this company, it wouldn't surprise me if he's invested in money some way or form to actually help the company along. And I'm all for that, because, and for them to put it on a Thursday night, yeah, it's a good idea, and I'm really intrigued to see what the future holds for the likes of Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. With the small crowds, great. That's why I say about it. It feels like NXT Black and Gold era all over again. That sort of small, independent, dark arena crowd, where you don't see them highlighted with so many lights, if you know what I mean, even though there is lights beam on them now and again throughout the show. And then you get some sort of back history of professional wrestlers. You could. Then again, they could be homegrown talent from Maple Leaf Wrestling. I know I'm contradicting what I've just said, but I want to see more homegrown talent coming through from Canada that has not had their flowers, or even if they've got their own training school, with them coming forward and so on. I'm intrigued to see what Maple Leaf Wrestling is all about. I really am. Am I going to be watching it week to week? I hope so. I'm not going to give you my thoughts and opinions always to it, but I just want to say to you guys, is massive thumbs up with me. I was impressed with what they actually set out to do, and I'm hoping there's more to come for this company. And that's just me being honest. Tell me your thoughts if you've checked out Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. Check them out over on MyAEW. Please do. Until next time, catch you guys soon.